Here we are at the lathe, and I'm getting ready to install the 4-jaw chuck. I'll go in and take a closer look. My lathe has a 2 1/4 by 8 TPI thread on the nose. That's kind of an older style mounting, and it works fine. I've got a shoulder feature here, and I have locking collars that lock onto the backing plate. That's what these threads are for. So I can run the lathe in reverse without worrying about the chuck coming unscrewed, and I'll show you that when I get this installed. The downside of this is that this does not make for a very accurate location, and it throws my 3-jaw chuck off, you know, as much as 60 thou, which can be a bit of a nightmare. So I've become accustomed to using the 4-jaw more routinely, just because I can center things up more accurately, and that way that takes that run out of the equation. Anyway, I'll get a camera set up and I'll show you how I go about installing and truing up a 4-jaw chuck. First thing to note is that I've carefully cleaned off the threads and the nose of the spindle, and also of the inside of the chuck, so that there's no chance of any chips or swarf getting in the way of things and stopping these from getting aligned. Alright, let's back this out. You'll notice that I have a board in place on the lathe ways to protect those. Now it's just a matter of screwing this on. This is a 6-inch OD chuck, so it's not too heavy. It's reasonably easy for me to lift and get in place. There. Now I keep the lathe in back gear, which stops the spindle rotating when I tighten the chuck up. So that's nice and tight. Next thing to do is get the locking collars on. They're very simple. You see how they work. And there's 2 of these. I keep a T-handled Allen wrench right by the lathe. All the common sizes that I use for this machine. So I've got 6mm, 5/4 and 3mm T-handles. All the fittings on the lathe are in metric, even though the lead screws are in imperial. And that's all there is to getting the chuck in place. So I'm going to reposition the camera now and show you how I go about setting up the jaws to get a part true. I have a piece of 1.25 inch diameter steel round bar in the chuck right now, and I've got it set up with my long travel dial indicator, drop indicator, and this is a really nice instrument because you can really deal with some very out of round conditions. So this is kind of my coarse adjustment for getting this trued up, and once I get it mostly in, then I'll go over to a higher resolution test indicator. Now there's many videos on YouTube showing how to set up a 4-jaw chuck and how to align something on center, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it this way. I know other people do it this way because I didn't think of this myself. I got the idea off of a model engineering forum. And the way I do it is I use 2 chuck keys. Most people seem to, you know, the procedure is to find the high spot, which is there, and then you look at the total travel, and you halve it. You go to the high spot and you adjust the chuck and move the needle around half, and you do that a couple of times and get it trued in. It's quite simple. But what I see people doing is they just use the one chuck key, and so you tighten this side, loosen this side, and it works perfectly fine. I did it that way myself for a long time, but by using two chuck keys you can go to the opposite sides of the chuck, turn the keys together, and it just seems to be a little bit easier. So let's give that a try. So in terms of travel, so there's the high spot. So we'll make our first adjustment here. This chuck key I modified because there's not enough room to get a normal chuck key in, so I cut this one down. We'll start there. All right. Now I've got that in pretty close, but what I'm going to do is transfer over now to the more precise test indicator. It's fiddly working around this camera. I'm going to go off camera while I swap these over. Got this now set up with a 5/10 resolution test indicator, and try to zoom that in so that you can see it. And that's telling me we're maybe 2 thou or so out. So again, find the high point, right about there. Go in with 2 chuck keys. Now, one thing is I am setting this up on a piece of raw cold rolled steel, and that material is not typically very round, but this is just for the sake of demonstration. Now I can very easily make a little tweak there. And just like that, I'm running about 5/10, which is more than acceptable for a piece of raw bar. Now the beauty of this technique is that you can tighten everything up by opposing the motion of the 2 jaws, and thus not disturbing your position, but you can get it all nicely secured. So there we are, 5/10, more than acceptable for a piece of raw bar. Now let's see where we are up here. About the same. So there you are. That's how I do it. 2 chuck keys. That's the secret. Get a short one so that you can get underneath, and you work the 2 chuck keys together. Truing up a piece of round bar or any other feature is just a piece of cake. It takes moments. This was a game changer for me. I now don't feel the need to use a 3-jaw chuck at all. I kind of took my time here today, and indeed when I first started adjusting it went the wrong way, which can happen, I guess. That's the pressure of being on camera. But as you can see, it really takes very little time to get something accurately set up. So there you go. That's my secret. 2 chuck keys. Not my idea, but just wanted to pass it on because really does make truing up so much easier. Okay, well, hope you give that a try, and I hope it works as well for you as it did for me. All the very best. Take care. See you soon.